Welcome to Veterans News and Special Reports. Today's episode is a core program about World War II. The Second World War started in 1939 and ended in 1945. The Americans joined in 1941 when the Japanese Imperial Navy and their aircraft attacked Pearl Harbor, which was a military base in Honolulu, Hawaii. They also started at the same day hitting the Philippines and other American bases in the Pacific. America went to war the next day. But we also declared war on the Axis power of Germany, Italy, and the Japanese armies. Now, this podcast is broken up to many parts. You'll see the different parts coming up in a few minutes of each episode and what they would deal with the veterans. The veterans of World War II was not any different than how they were treated by the Veterans Administration in the 1920s and 30s. We went through a Great Depression of the 1920s to the 1930s. And the Great Depression, nobody had jobs, very scarce was money, and the veterans were treated pretty poorly, as you've seen in other episodes. Now, the Veterans Administration started building hospitals in the 48 states that we had at the time. They only had 45 hospitals. So 40, like I said, it's 3 of the states had no VA hospitals. Now, what did that entail? Well, the World War I veterans that were still alive and needed help was 14 million. In 1945, added to that mix, you have the World War II veterans, which totaled to 44 million, which meant 58 million veterans hit those 45 hospitals and right after the war. Some were seriously injured. Some of them had physical and mental problems. Now, this needed to be broken up in 5 different parts. We're going to explain to you all the things that went on during the war. We're going to explain to you about the secret weapons that the United States was using on Japan. We're going to talk about the equal rights of the Japanese that lived here for maybe 100 years and what they were treated like. We're going to also discuss the physical and mental stress of fighting this war during the 1941 to 1945, the American troops. Then we're going to discuss about a secret army the Germans used in Europe, and that's going to be an interesting topic. So, with further ado, I would like to invite you to come back, watch this program and the new series coming out of World War II, and write in there what you think of it. And if you'd like to join a discussion group, I would really like to film you and some other veterans on what you know about World War II, or I'll give you some documentations to study, and then we'll have a discussion group on one or two episodes. This is going to be really interesting. Now, we also will be talking about future times, the 1950s, the 1960s, all the way up to present day. All our episodes are going to tell you what the VA did to us veterans. So, without further ado, let's go back and see what we're going to get.